Hey there, everybody. It is Leslie Poe, your happy chick on your Hear Your Truth Tuesday. I am happy to be here live streaming on YouTube on my, Positive Side of Bad Stuff channel. So those of you who have missed me or who are subscribing, I haven't been around. So look forward to me coming back slowly but surely. Today's Hear Your Truth Tuesday is about things like looking back on your life and seeing and hopefully things being different. And I'll tell you why that's the subject today. I watched the Summer of Soul video on Hulu. And P.S. It's amazing. So if you have Hulu, please check it out. It is just incredible. And it took place in New York. I should have written down the name of the park. Shame on me, but it's in a park in Harlem, New York, and it happened once. Well, no, actually, when they talk about it in the video, in the movie, it says it's its third annual, but then they kind of say that it was the first time it happened. Suffice it to say, it happened in 1969, which, hello, woo woo, yeah, I was born, best year ever. Actually not. But in 1969, it happened, and it went on for 6 weekends. It was free to everyone. But the big thing about it is it was shelved for 50 years. And I'll get into that in a moment also. But the reason I bring that up is because as I was watching it, now mind you, this is 1969. So they also touch on all the civil unrest that was going on and everything that was happening then. And it, of course, reminded me of what's going on now because sadly, there are a lot of things that are the same. We talk about how much we've come, how far we've come, and how many advancements we've made. But myself, and I've even talked to friends of mine, and we all kind of are thinking, especially people my age, we're all like, it's kind of like we've kind of taken a step back, which is not cool. And it's funny because my mom named me Leslie, and she gave me the boy's spelling, Leslie, because she was thinking ahead. She born in 69, but she was thinking that, she doesn't want me when I go to look for a job as an adult, she didn't want them to know if I was a man or a woman. Like that's how serious it was in 1969. You had to think about these things. And so now looking at the world today, to feel like 50 years later, because hello, we're 52, those of us born in 69, we're 52 this year. And to feel like we've gone backwards and things haven't changed, that's a bad feeling. So I've said all that to say this. Think about the things in your life. Let's bring it back to a personal place. Think about the things in your life. Think about the things you want to do, the things you want to change, the whatever it is. And think about 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Let's not even think about 50 years from now. For those of you who aren't quite 50 yet. But if you do still have 50 years to bank, then think about that. What is happening in your life today that when you look back on it 5, 10 years from now, you're like, whew, I'm so glad that is not what my life looks like anymore. The reverse is also true. If there's something going on in your life now, if you've done the work and you've created a life that you want to continue to grow from, to, flourish, then think about that. What is happening in my life today that 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years from now, I'm going, man, look how amazing my life is. I'm so glad I did X, Y, Z 5, 10, 20 years ago to have my life look this way. Now, let me give you some tools to do that because it goes back to my habit of happy. And again, to hear your truth. You have got to drill down to what is going on in your life, your actual reality, not the reality we want to tell ourselves and not the reality we want to tell the people in the world. We want to look at our own reality. And I say this all the time. You don't have to share it with anybody but yourself. So find a journal, write it down somewhere and just purge what's really going on. What's working. Let's not have it be totally negative. Let's look at what's working and what's not working, but let's get it out and let's really address our life from every angle, our professional, personal, financial, and spiritual place. Like what is happening in those areas of your life that's working and not working. And then go back and think about the things that you want to change. Some of them are deep. Like mine, a lot of things that goes on with me are around my mental illness. Depression and anxiety is a beast. And when you can manage it, it's fantastic. But if you lose track of what's going on, like, I mean, there's been a lot of celebrations. We're in summer. I know I need to pause, right? I'm hearing myself like, let me take a beat. Okay. I'm the summer has happened. And so now we're into parties, we're into graduations. I had a graduation this year. So I've been eating wrong. I've been drinking more, not bad, but celebrating, you know what I mean? So, and as a person that knows how to manage my depression, alcohol, sugar, grease, bad food, bad habits, bad sleep habits, all of these things play into how it affects and impacts my depression. And I noticed the last few weeks, actually the last 3 or 4 weeks, I had a down moment. This is actually the first week that I'm actually coming out of it. So, so those are, and I know this from a very real place. So I know what that looks like. So think about and pay very close attention to the things that are going on in your world. So that's the first tool. Write down and hear your own truth. Write down the truth of what's going on in your world, in your life, and what you want to change. Now, the next thing is behavior. And people who follow me, I'm big on behavior. So you have to create a baseline. So for the first week, well, first, let me back up. Decide what 1, 2, or 3, don't go more than 3, but decide what 1, 2, or 3 habits you want to change. And this is really, you're pulling, well, I guess you could pull it from the good list too, but really let's focus on the stuff that's keeping you from the good stuff. So let's look at the bad list, the list of things that you want to change. So look at that list and pick 1, 2, or 3 habits. Again, I encourage you not to go more than 3. And if it's a big one, I encourage you to just leave it at 1. Like quitting smoking, that's huge. Cutting down drinking, that's huge. So these are habits that are really big. So give yourself some grace with that. But suffice it to say, do what you need to do. Choose the habits that you want to change. Create your baseline. The first week, you want to just pay attention to, don't actively try and change it right away. The first week, just live your life the way you do it. Drink the way you drink, smoke the way you smoke, cuss the way you cuss. Whatever the bad habit is that you want to change, then just do it. Do it the way you always do it, but log it. Like keep track of how many times, what day you do it, if you can think of what caused it or what made you want to do it, even if it's just I want to, then log that as well. So you create your baseline. The second week, then you want to restrict. So the second week, you want to log all the times that you do it, but you're not supposed to do it, right? So the first week, just live your life. Second week, then try really hard not to do the habit that you're trying to stop. But make sure that you log it if you do it. Do not judge yourself if you do it. Do not say, oh man, I can't believe. None of that. There's no judgment. It's just, you have to, again, create the habit. So, but consciously, we do things in our life and we're not paying attention to it. So the purpose of this exercise is to draw your attention, bring your awareness to what you're doing, what's the trigger for you doing it, and you actually doing it. So that second week, try not to do the habit you're trying to break, but log it every time you do. The third week, again, just live your life the way you do it and log every time you do what you do. However, the goal ideally is to hopefully notice that third week, you're going to do it less, just naturally, because that week before you so intentionally tried to stop it. So that's the key. Again, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at leslie@thehabitofhappy.com. Or you can go to the website and schedule some time with me, and we can talk through it if you want. But that is really a great way to start bringing your attention to the awareness of the things you want to change and bring yourself to that behavior. So we're creeping up on 10 minutes. I don't like to go over 10 minutes, so I just want to bring that to you. So hopefully those skills will help you today. But really, we don't want to be in the same place later on in life, let alone 50 years. So let's do what we can today to change those things that are keeping us from the things we want and the things we want to do. Use those tools I just gave you, and feel free to reach out to me. I should let you know that I am looking for people to test. I am ready to roll out the the 28 days to happy 4-week coaching program. So that is ready to go. I'd love to launch it within the next month, but I'm looking for people to do it at a very minimal cost. Like, it's an $800 value, but I'm looking for like $10 just to cover cost of materials and things like that. So reach out to me again online, Leslie at thehabitofhappy.com. You can go to the website. You can look at my Facebook page, and there's a link to register for that if you'd like to do that. But I'm always here for you. So I'm so glad I'm getting back in the habit of getting with you guys on your Hear Your Truth Tuesday. I look forward to giving you more tips and tools as we go. And as always, until next time, go, be, do.